So I recently made the switch from Goodnotes to Noteful, or shall I say I'm in the middle of making that switch from Goodnotes to Noteful. I really enjoy Noteful. I have enjoyed Goodnotes for 3 years. It is still a really good app. However, I do feel that the more advanced you become in your digital planning, and I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is all the lagging and all of the issues with Goodnotes sometimes just becomes a little too much. So I looked over at Noteful. There were pros and cons. The biggest con is that everything that I have is a Goodnotes file. So trying to figure out how to change the Goodnotes file over to a Noteful file has been, or at least being able to use it in Noteful, has been a little challenging. However, it's not impossible. So I want to do a quick video to show you exactly how I'm going about getting my stickers over from one app to another. Now, one thing I will say about the two programs is that they do listen to each other. So if I lasso this over from Goodnotes, and then see, look what happens. Let's try to copy and paste it over, because maybe they don't listen to each other. Okay, let's try to copy and paste it over and see if it still does that same thing. Allow paste. Okay, I don't know why when I did the lasso that happened. That usually doesn't happen. Oh, I know, I didn't let it duplicate, so, and then that should. So you can literally just lasso your stickers over. You don't have to move anything if you don't want to. However, when it comes to doing multiple things at one time, that's where the issue comes in. So for example, I was able to put each of those over by themselves, but let's say I want to bring multiple elements over at once. It'll let me, but this is what happens. It thinks that's one element. So I would either need to duplicate and then crop. That's just a lot, right? So you can move things over one at a time, which most people do anyway. It's just when you start to move things over multiple images at once that you have an issue, especially like date dots. So if you have date dots, that's where this hack or, I don't know, this little tidbit will help. Okay, so I know a lot of people like for all of their packs to look exactly like it did when they purchased it. So this is what this looks like when you purchase it. It has all of my branding and everything on it. So if you wanted to get a clean version of that, you just add to your notebook, and that adds the clean version. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to export this to your files as a PDF. You don't want to export it as a Goodnotes file because you'll run into the same problem. So export that clean page with nothing on it as a PDF into your files, and then that's what you're going to use to build your new sticker books over on Noteful. Okay, so I've already done that. So I am going to import a file. This is the branding. Hopefully you can see it. And I'll open that. This is going to create that new branding. So there's my new branding here on Noteful app. And we're going to take these stickers from Goodnotes to Noteful. One of the key features for Noteful is that you can lock layers. So the first thing you're going to want to do in each sticker book that you set up is you're going to want to set up your layers, and I'll explain why in a moment. I like to set up 2 layers. The first layer is going to be called locked, and the second layer is going to be called stickers. So let me rename them. So locked. And then I'm going to add another layer, and I'm going to call that stickers. Okay, and I'm going to lock my locked layer because I don't want anything in that layer to move. All right, the rest of this, it's going to feel a little tedious, but it's as simple as putting together a puzzle. And honestly, what I've noticed is I'm not trying to do everything in one day. I'll do a few packs a day. I'll turn on a TV show. When the show is over, I'll be done with that for that time. Or you can turn on a podcast, you know, whatever, just some background noise. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lasso everything from Goodnotes. You're going to want to copy it. Let it duplicate. And then, like I said, you're going to get that one huge sticker. So it's like one big sticker. As you can see, I pulled it, made it fit this screen. This is one sticker. We want individual stickers. What I'm going to do is hit Style, and it's going to let me change the opacity. I feel like I work best in an opacity of about 13. So now that I have my opacity down to 13, meaning I can still see the stickers, just not as like vibrantly, I'm going to click on the image and I'm going to move this to my layer locked. So I'm going to move it to locked. Now these stickers are locked. This image won't move. It's literally just going to be a background setting for us to drag and drop our stickers over from Goodnotes. Okay, so let's get started. You're going to go ahead and lasso the sticker, pull it over, and then you're going to fit it. It's hard for me to sort of see what I'm doing because I'm in behind the camera, but you can sort of see how I'm making it fit. It doesn't have to be perfect because after we get all of our stickers over, we're going to completely get rid of that bottom layer. So I'm going to go ahead and pull over some stickers, and then I will show you what it looks like in the end. I was going to speed this up, but I feel like I might put this on YouTube. So a real-time video would probably be helpful because it's really not that big of a deal. It's really not that hard. And I know a lot of people have a lot of stickers if you're like me and you're like dreading this. But when we start to think about, and I love Goodnotes, I will never ever talk crap about Goodnotes. But I have just noticed a lot of lagging and a lot of issues that creators have been having, self-included. See, that came over as 2. You want to make sure only one thing comes over. And if you see that they're too close, you can always click on it, hit copy, paste, allow paste, and it'll paste it. I can't wait to start getting into some of the things that I love about Noteful with you. And that video may already be up. But I just figured since I was going to be moving this over today anyway, just to go ahead and video it. But like I was saying, I'm not going to talk crap about Goodnotes ever in life. I like Goodnotes. It's how I learned to digital plan. It's you know, how I make a lot of my sticker packs. And so I would never purposefully talk crap about it. However, we do have to remember that Goodnotes is a note-taking app that the digital community has sort of adapted and we now use. So when it comes to the function of Goodnotes, it functions as it's supposed to. Now, some of the like glitching from Goodnotes, that's a whole nother story, right? But the functionality of Goodnotes, I'll always love Goodnotes. But when I found out about Noteful, first of all, it's $5 for a lifetime subscription. You can do things like locking layers. I like sort of how functional things like the lasso is. And some of the organization. I don't know. I decided to play around with it. I was going to give myself a month to learn it. And I said, hey, if I don't like it, or if I can't learn it, or if it's too much, I'm out $5, you know, no biggie. But I started looking at YouTube videos, and then I just also started to play around in it myself. And I have completely fallen in love with it. And I don't know if I will put every single sticker pack that I have in Goodnotes. Sorry, let me get back into the frame. In Goodnotes onto Noteful. I don't even know if that's like the plan for me yet. But Some of these ones that I use often, I do want to get over, or like the date dots. Date dots, that's a beast of a whole nother kind. So I would suggest, if you just want to drag and drop and work within the two systems, you totally can. I mean, you already have Goodnotes. You can definitely do it that way, except for the date dots, because you would have to put each one in individually. And then when you're like doing your monthly and you're trying to size up to see like what the different sizes, like to make them all one size, that can be a little pain. So what I would suggest with date dots is biting the bullet, doing just like this, moving them all over to Noteful, because once they're in Noteful, they're individualized again, and you're able to size them all at once. So that's just my little tidbit on that. All right. So roughly, and it may not be perfect, roughly there is my page. Let me change the orientation of this so you can see it a little better. Okay, so here's the first page. To do the second page, what I would need to do is just sort of swipe, and then a blank one comes up. The layers will still be there. So you have to set up layers once per document, not once per page. When you set up your layers, you never, ever, ever want to delete a layer. When I was first doing this last week, I would get this together and done and say, okay, I don't need the locked layer anymore. So the stickers that these are on top of, I said, I don't need that anymore. Let me get rid of that whole layer. And I literally would erase the layer, and then everything would go away. You never erase the layers. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to delete the image on that layer. So that layer will always be here. You won't see it. You won't know. You won't even know it's there. It's like it's in the background sleeping. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to get rid of that transparent background. So you're going to go ahead and go to layers. What I do is I first click on the locked layer. I want to lock my stickers because when I'm manipulating this next layer, I don't want my stickers to move because I already have them where I want them. I'm going to lock the stickers layer, and then I'm going to hit this eyeball and turn them off. You can see they went off. You hit it, they come back on. So now I'm working, my little blue bar is unlocked. I'm working in that locked layer, and all I'm going to do is go back. This is one image still. I'm going to grab that image and delete it. So it's gone. Do not delete the layer. Leave it there because you're going to need it when you start this process for the second page. So locked, we're going to go back to stickers. This locks that layer again, so that's locked. Anything I put on that layer won't move. I hit my eyeball. There's my sticker pack. So now I can use these stickers here in Noteful. Let me make sure my lasso's on. I can pick up more than one thing. I say that and then it doesn't work. You know why it doesn't work? Because I still have it locked, I think. Let me see. Yep, I have to unlock it. I didn't unlock it. So now I should be able to lasso. What am I doing wrong? Why isn't it working? It's just this one, I think. I wonder why that one's not working. All right, let's work through this together. Oh, it's my fault. You guys, I'm still new to this, but I'm true to it. So I was doing something earlier and I turned off images, meaning nothing will lasso. Images are now on. There we are. So now I can lasso and use these individually as a group. I can resize them all together. So yeah, that is how I have been getting my stickers from Goodnotes over to Noteful. Like I said, it's a bit of a process. I think for a pack that's like 3 pages, I could probably do that in probably between 5 and 10 minutes. It just depends on how complicated some of the stickers are. So it's not like taking a ton of time, but it does take some time. Okay, so I think that is it. I just wanted to quickly go over this quick little tutorial. I was going to put this on TikTok, but I think it's too long for TikTok, so I'll probably upload this to YouTube. Just sort of like a Noteful basics. So that's what I'm doing to get my stickers over. I believe I found this hack out from the account Simply Noteful. I think she was the first person I saw that talked about doing it this way. Super helpful if you're somebody who wants to have all of your stickers in one program. Then you're going to want to do it this way. If it doesn't bother you to like use Goodnotes as one huge sticker book and use Noteful for your planning, then you can definitely do it that way too. I would just warn about the date dots. Those are going to give you a little bit more of a problem because you can only bring one element over at a time. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if this was helpful and if you would like more intro to Noteful type videos.